The Blessed Express has gone through a very tumultuous career, especially when Alexander Volkanovski seems to have phased him out of the featherweight division and become the GOAT of the featherweight division himself. Now his run seems to have come to an end. Ilia Topuria is here, and guess who's the guy who's been working in the background this entire time? He's been keeping his head down. He's been quiet, and he says, when the opportunity arises, I'm going to seize it. I'm going to right what was wrong when I fought Dustin Poirier and I went up a weight class last time. I'm going to do it prepared, and I'm going to create one of the greatest moments in company history. AJ, the Blessed Express did it again. And let's bring up the big screen. So before you give me your take, let's just show the people. Let's show the people what it is that we're talking about right here. AJ, this is the clip. This is the moment. This is the famous Max Holloway back to Ricardo Lamas back in the day, point down, let's stand and bang. We got 10 seconds left to trade, except the difference was, before we play the clip, the difference was, AJ, Max Holloway, arguably up 4 rounds, has everything to lose here and still said, this is a BMF title, Justin Gaethje. Don't forget, I'm here to scrap. This is what followed right here. Give it to you in slow motion. Swanging, banging. Look, Gaethje's still throwing hammers. Exhausted, but throwing hammers. Don't need to be in this mix 'em up. Boom. Boom. A moment, AJ. A moment. Look at that. Crispy right hand. This is what legends do right here. These are moments that legends are made of. And all that I can say is that Max Holloway, he just added another one. He has resurged the career in a way that I don't know how you do it unless you're provided an opportunity like this. Because now he's saying, hey, there's 2 champions that can get it. Islam Makhachev, you like fighting 145ers? Well, here I am. Let's get it. And oh yeah, Ilia, quit ducking me. I'm ready. The Blessed Express is ready to get that belt back. So AJ, talk to the people. What a moment. What do you make of it?
What a moment, Derek. This one made me so happy to bet, or so happy to see, because when I'm putting in these picks and I see Holloway, man, especially as the underdog going against the BMF for the BMF belt, man, Justin Gaethje, this was a great time, right? Like you said, I think Max Holloway had no reason to put his toe in the sand and draw that line and say, let's stand and bang, besides the fact that he's Blessed Express, brother, and he's one of the greatest fighters to ever do it, and that's how he's going to get things done, and that's why we love him, and still seeing him be able to pull it out and get the victory and I want to say an older fighter, but man, he's only 32, but we've just seen him be growing up as from a kid to the man he is now. I'm excited to see gold wrapped around the Blessed Express one more time.
At what weight class, though, man? Because he looked good at 155. He looked good. He always has been the biggest 145er that there is. I'm just not sure, because here's the one thing, man. All love to this moment. We're going to continue to show a couple more clips on it, but let's not forget, man. Justin Gaethje has one tool in his toolbox that he just never uses, which is, hey, let's grapple this dude up, man. Let's wrestle a little bit. There was 0. This was a boxing match. This was a kickboxing match. And there was a spinning back kick that definitely changed the course of the fight. AJ, let's talk about that really quickly before we jump into the rest of this moment, this magic moment. Very end of round 1. Holloway makes a fantastic read. No, Gaethje likes to duck his head for some of his defense. Cracked him with a spinning back kick right on the nose. Broke that nose. In my opinion, and who knows, man, maybe Holloway was destined to put up a style of fight like this, because styles do make fights. That changed the tide of the fight right there. Gaethje kept worrying about the nose, couldn't breathe out of his mouth. Cardio issues ensued. Holloway started beating up the body after that, and it felt like everything went downhill for him there. How did you feel during the course of round 1, right before that moment happened at the very end? Did you think that this was a shoe-in for Holloway, or was it closer than we think?
No, I think it was closer than a lot of people were thinking, Derek, up until that moment where Holloway threw that spinning back kick, man. It was a little more tension than I would like to see, especially for a Holloway fight, because we all knew that Justin Gaethje had to land that big one shot, and he was getting close and putting some knuckles to work, and it was very, very worrisome.
It sure was. It sure was. But that's the fight game. And Daniel Cormier, he said it perfect. He said, listen, man, people don't understand this about MMA, but the course of the fight can change in just a moment. And in my opinion, that is what happened. So to continue on this moment here, AJ, the finish came at 4 minutes and 59 seconds of the 5th round. Holloway by knockout, one of the greatest finishes in UFC history at UFC 300. Unreal. And then it's going to say, going to take one hell of a feat to dislodge Max Holloway from the 2024 Knockout of the Year. Go ahead, write those year-end columns now. Do you agree, AJ?
It's a little early. It's a little early, folks. And if we're talking Knockout of the Year, it's a little hard, but it is a great knockout. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a stunning one, but it was, last second, it's hard to say, at least now.
True that. But look at this, man. They say Ilya looks worried right here. If you saw the panning the camera on him after, he did not look like a happy camper. And my question to you is, why do you think that is, man? Was it just I'm mad about the shine that is Max Holloway, or he says, oh, this dude's a problem. I got to fight this guy next. Oh man, I don't know. What do you think?
I think it was more of the shine, Derek, especially when you're the champ, you're the guy that's been saying you're the guy for so long. And then a dude that's been having the shine already comes back and still gets it more. You almost feel like it's a little undeserved, at least if you're Ilya Topuria. If you're all of us Blessed Holloway fans, you know it's deserved. But I think that's what it is. It has to be the rub. It has to be the shine that Holloway continuously gets all the time.
Because let's just say if they fight, man, you know that Ilya Taporia has probably got one thing on his mind is let me get this dude to the mat and let's play that game right there. So we'll see what happens. But last thing on this, because it goes up perfectly, man. Holloway, he says that a future bout with Taporia is 100% inevitable after the UFC protected Taporia from him to fast track him to the title. And then there's a video right here. So in the name of not getting copyright striked, we want to...
At some point, you...
not play that. And instead, we want to just kind of read off the transcript more or less. He says 100%. This is from Holloway. He likes to talk a lot. I like to listen. He's going to have to see me sooner or later. Like I said, there's a reason why UFC didn't want him to fight me. And then he gets a title shot off of Josh Emmett after a guy who just lost to the champion. It made no sense to me. I think so. He thinks he's Dana White or Hunter Campbell. He said he's not going to give us a shot. Cool, brother. It's not up to you. When you get that contract, just sign the dotted line. AJ, those are some tough words for the Blessed Express right there, but this is going to be one of our burning questions. We'll address a couple more in just a few. Does Max Holloway touch UFC gold again in the featherweight division?
Ooh, in the featherweight division, Derek, I want to say yes. For some reason, I feel like lightweight is calling his name. 155 pounds seems to be calling his name, but in the featherweight division, I'm going to say chances are like a 60%.
Just say Armin Sarukian would like to have a word about that right there. He said, anybody gets a shot, it's me. It's going to be me. So, all right, man, with that being said, Max Holloway put on a hell of a moment. I'm glad we were able to kind of break this down, but one last piece of business that we did not touch on. Who had Max Holloway by knockout? You know, I had a lot of Max Holloway decision tickets out there. That's what I was seeing. If you cashed in at Max Holloway via knockout, you could have got plus 425 odds on that one. Cash that in the bank. And for everybody who bet Max Holloway in the distance, yeah, you got saved by a fucking miracle right there. Let's just say that. All the decision bettors are pissed off right now to lose it in literally the last second of the fight.